We are back. We are live, guys. Welcome to Chosen Wisdom Football People. We are live for the second half of this match. Welcome to the channel. Smash a like if you're just joining. As usual, share, subscribe if you want to. Brand new football channel, guys. We missed the first half of the game, or I haven't actually missed the first half. I have been watching the first half, but unfortunately, we've had technical issues today, guys. But we are here and we've arrived for the second half, and fortunately, we're winning. Fortunately, we're winning, and it does not look like we are going to lose today. Today looks like the way that we're playing, the way that Leicester are playing. I feel that unless we absolutely capitulate in the second half at home, this is another game under Rude where we can sit back a little bit and almost enjoy the game without worrying. And that has happened a long time. When's the last time you watched a game under Ten Hag and it's gone in the second half and you're 2-0 up and you feel confident that the opposition, not only confident the opposition might not hurt you, but confident that you, the players, won't make a mistake. The first half, one thing I've been impressed with in the first half is the midfield. I said it before, Ugarte and Casemiro midfield will mean that we are harder to break down because those are two defensive-minded players and two really good defensively-minded. Okay, second half has kicked off, guys. Two defensively-minded players in the middle of the park, just sweeping up, just hounding the attackers. I feel like Ugarte and Casemiro didn't give any of the Leicester midfielders room to breathe. And not only were they reactive, they were also proactive, which is important. They weren't just reacting to danger, they also saw the danger before, they weren't just stamping out fires, they were stamping out smoke, right? Before even turning to the fire. And that's also footballing IQ. To identify a problem or to stamp out a problem before it even becomes a problem, if that makes any sense. That's what these guys were doing. So we expect that, and that's what we saw, and that's what we're seeing with the Ugarte Casemiro midfield. I mean, the only issue with the Casemiro Ugarte midfield going forward is potentially the lack of technicality, and whether when we want to break teams down, do we need both of them? Can we start a Casemiro and someone else? And I'm pretty sure we have different profiles in our midfield anyway, so we can actually, play different combinations of players. So that's the thing. That's the only thing. But other than that, I'm content. In fact, I'm more than content with the combination play of Casemiro and Ugarte, and just how they're playing together. There's a synergy forming between those two. And one thing is also clear that under Rude, it seems as if under Rude we've gone back to that double pivot, whereas I think Ten Hag was trying the single pivot thing, right, and isolating Casemiro by himself. I think under Rude we've gone back to a more simplistic way of playing, which, like I said, includes a double pivot approach, which I think is better. I mean, Arsenal play with double pivot as well. So all in all, we've kept the ball well in the second half. We haven't been exciting. Look, we've kept Leicester at bay. They haven't created too many chances. We haven't always pressed. We've sat back, allowed them to have the ball, and we've done a little half press. We haven't fully pressed. We've sat back in our own half and only pressed them when we need to press them. And to be honest, I don't think the players that we have are built for an intense press anyway. So I'm glad that I feel like we're pressing more intelligently over the last few games as well. So all in all, the first half was decent. A decent first half of football. So 3 minutes gone in the first half. In the second half so far. Leicester are currently on top. Free kick to Leicester. This free kick's taking long to. Wow. Okay. Ooh. Also, Ahmad's having a really good game, as we expect. Ahmed Diallo is our best winger. He's the best winger at the club. I think most people, would agree with that. I'm not quite sure how much that is up to contention or discussion. And it was absolute travesty. Think about this, guys. I'm pretty sure some guy called Forson, was playing ahead of Amad Diallo last season. And I'm pretty sure he's been sold and he can't even get into the team that he's been sold to. And he was playing ahead of Amad Diallo last season. Well done. Oh, Rashford's touch. Oh, Rashford, that touch was that touch infield was bad. But that was a nice layup from Højlund. That's the first good thing Højlund has done for the whole match. Højlund, as usual, has been so bad today. He's always, look at his first touch. It's always underneath his feet. He can't hold the ball up. He's always on the floor. Like the way Højlund plays, man, it's so frustrating to watch him play football. Bruno's had a decent first half. He scored 2 goals. The defense has done well. Rashford hasn't done much. Rashford's been he's been quiet on the left. And people have been asking Rashford to start on the left ahead of Garnacho for a long time now, because Garnacho has been terrible. Garnacho's been bad for the whole year, and a lot of our players have been bad. Most of our players have been terrible over the last year. But since the start of this season, Garnacho has been bad. He's been bad. I don't understand Garnacho. I don't think he's that good. I look with my eyes, I watch him play, and I'm like, what is he actually good at? Not in a rude way, but what are his strengths? Because he's not very quick. He's not a good dribbler. He's not very accurate with his dribbles. He's not a good shooter of the ball. He's not a good passer of the ball. And I'm like, when you actually think about it, he doesn't excel at anything. And similar to Højlund, when I watch Højlund play, I'm like, he's not a good shot. He doesn't have a great shot. He's not amazingly accurate with his shooting either. He's not a great finisher. He doesn't have a variation of finishes. He could hold the ball up. He can't. His first touch is really bad, like Garnacho. He's not a great passer of the ball. His fundamentals, the basics, like first touch and all of these things that you expect in a Manchester United striker, like a Ruud van Nistelrooy or Robin van Persie or Rooney. And then we got like a Højlund who can't do any of the basics. And we can see that he can't do any of the basics, but a lot of the United fans, they've got more time for Højlund than Xerxes. And you can clearly see Xerxes is actually a better player technically. The only thing Højlund has over Xerxes, in my opinion, is that Højlund's quicker. Højlund's got more pace about him. And that's it. That's the one thing I can say Højlund objectively has over Xerxes. He might have a better shot than Xerxes, but Højlund's shooting isn't Haaland's. He's not Van Persie when he's shooting. It's not that great. Nice. Do you know who I'm really happy with as well? Mazraoui. Mazraoui has gone about his business in a very chilled, relaxed, don't look at me sort of way. Like, he's raised the technical ceiling of this squad because Mazraoui is very technical. He's a good footballer. And he's very sound. He's one of those players that I usually, when I watch him, I don't really have too many complaints about his performance. And I mean performance, because a lot of players that we like the Brunos and the Rashfords and the Garnachos, They don't give us 90-minute performances. They might give us a goal, they might give us an assist, but they'll make loads and loads of mistakes, lose the ball 100 times. They don't give us full 90-minute performances. Mazraoui will give you a 7 out of 10 every game. And that's what we need. We need a team where you can trust that the player will give you a solid 7 out of 10 most games. That's what you need. And this second half, nothing's really happening so far. 54 minutes almost on the clock. Free kick to Leicester. Ugarte gave away a free kick. United haven't really, compared to the first half where we did have a bit of possession, we haven't got going at all in the second half. And I think Leicester have come out with a bit more intention. I don't know why. It looks like Rude is trying to get changes ready, and I don't know why he's trying to make changes at 54 minutes. I know this is his last game, and to be honest, I'm glad it's his last game. But I don't know, is it to make changes at 54 rather than at 60? I mean, we're winning the game, so I guess it's fine, but not only is he making changes, he's bringing on Garnacho. So he's bringing on the guy that got dropped for playing badly, and he's bringing him on now to do what? To do what? To say sorry for dropping him, to give him some confidence. I don't like the way that Garnacho is treated because Ahmad, yeah, Ahmad has never ever in any performance he's had in the Man United shirt, right? In any performance that Ahmad Diallo has had in the Man United shirt, he has. Oh, that's a rubbish free kick from Leicester. He has never performed as bad as Garnacho performed in the last match. Yet he gets dropped all the time, and he doesn't perform as bad as that, and he gets dropped all the time. Yet Garnacho can have the stinking performance he just had in the last game and still come on and play almost a second half of football. I don't get. Oh my lord, who is that? Bruno. Oh my gosh, Bruno, what's he doing? Bruno's so lucky. I don't understand who's that ball to? Let's see what Hoyland can do here. Hoyland's got the ball. Let's see what he does. I bet he loses it. Please don't lose the ball, Hoyland. Please don't lose the ball. What kind of pass? Even that pass to Bruno. Oh my gosh. Hoyland doesn't do anything right. He doesn't do anything with care. Even that pass just now to Bruno. Bruno had to stretch. The reason why I kept begging, please don't lose the ball, because I watch with my eyes how this guy plays football. He's not good. So frustrating. It's always these sort of players that the fan base loves the most. The most frustrating players. I'm like, oh. Put on Xerxes, man. Come on. I hope Hoyland's coming off. Dallow's coming off. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I will say this about Dallow, and I keep saying it. Rashford's not happy. Rashford coming off again. And anyway, Rashford's coming off for Garnacho, and Evans is coming on for Dallow. I've been saying this over the last few games. Sorry, over my last few games. If you check my watch-alongs, Dallow's performances, and I like Dallow, and Dallow's been the player of our season. I think he was the player of the season last season. His performances haven't been good. He's got worse. In this match alone, he gave away almost 3 free kicks on his side for absolutely no reason. And he was playing I think he played Ndidi on. When Ndidi went through on goal in the first half, Dallow was playing him on side for about 2 yards. 2 yards, and Dallow could see the line. Dallow could see the line, and he was still playing him on side. Dallow, the past 3 or 4 games, you're my guy. You're my guy, but your concentration's gone missing, my G. It has. Maybe it's playing left back, then right back, then playing left back, then playing right back. Maybe that's messing with you, but I don't know. Bruno's gone down injured, guys, by the way. That's why nothing's really happening at the moment. He's gone down. I don't know what happened to him. I don't know if it's an impact injury or muscle injury. Look at Casemiro and Bruno. Nah, man. The United fans, they do. I don't, but they do. They think he's God. I don't know how I feel about Rashford coming off at, like, not even at 60 minutes. Because he didn't start. Did he start the match before? He didn't start the match on Thursday either. So he could play more minutes. He's fresh. Like, you don't need to take him off. And I'm pretty sure that it's the international break after this. So you did. I feel like, why? What is the point of bringing on Garnacho right now? I can't stand Garnacho, guys. I'm not gonna lie. I know a lot of you are gonna like Garnacho. I know a lot of you are, but he's slowly becoming somebody that I'm like, oh, I don't like him as a footballer. I don't like to watch him play football. He's not my kind of footballer to watch. He's not technical enough for me, and the aesthetics is not. I just don't like to see him much. I don't like to see him play football. He just doesn't look good playing football. He's very scatty. He's all over the place. He looks like he doesn't even understand what he's doing. He's all, yeah, he's too frantic for me. He's not in control. He doesn't look like he's in control of what he's doing. Everything is all off the cuff. Everything is just too. It's too Rashford. It's too Rashford like, and Rashford is similar. Off the cuff, not off the fly, not thinking about anything. Low footballing IQ, can't pass the ball. Just cut in and shoot, and that's it. It's, yeah, Garnacho is not good, and the way that he's defended like an academy product, and I'm like, no, this guy's not an academy product. We bought him when he was at 18. He's 20 now or 21. Like, we bought him like at 17 or something. It's not like he's been here since he was 14. No, he's not Pogba, who was absolutely treated like a piece of crap, by the way. And the thing with Faz, that's blown up, whole thing with Faz is absolutely absurd. Absolutely absurd. That these grown ass men are crying because a fan told a footballer to work on his first touch. And because of that, because you guys live through these footballers and you think that you are these footballers, they're an extension of your own ego, you were hurt. The fans were hurt that a Man United fan told a Man United player to work on his first touch. A Man United player that we could all see, by the way, has a shit first touch. So there's no lies. We live in a world where people rather tell lies, yeah, to protect feelings than tell the truth. Nobody wants to hear the truth. No, I wouldn't have said it. I wouldn't have said it. Who cares if you wouldn't have said it, bro? I don't care. There's loads of things that people do that I wouldn't do. Doesn't make it wrong. My feelings doesn't make something objectively wrong. Because I don't feel like doing something, I wouldn't do something. Doesn't mean it's objectively wrong. I don't feel like walking around naked. There's nothing, but it's not wrong. You might get arrested though. People might think you're weird, but like, just relax. People just need to relax, man. Anyway, it's the fact that Garnacho's pushed by the club and treated like the club like he's a world-class talent. That's the problem. He's pushed by the media, by the PR machine, to all these little kids like he's CR7, and all these little kids treat him like he's CR7, like he's the next CR7. He's nowhere near, and he'll never be. I'm telling you this now, on this day in November on a Sunday. Chosen Wisdom is telling you, Garnacho, and I swear to you, Garnacho will never be anywhere near CR7's level. He could just, like, he doesn't have the basics, and he's already 21. What do you think CR7 was doing at age 17 at Man United? We bought him when he was 17. He was here at 17 years old. What do you think he was doing? at 17. He was already not making people, skipping past 2 or 3 people, dropping the shoulder, doing 100 step overs. He was already technically superior, miles superior. Like when you see the Neymars at 17, the CR7s at 17, and all of these well beaters at 17, the Lamals at Barcelona, these sort of 16, 17-year-olds, understand that these are absolutely supremely talented footballers. When you saw Paul Pogba at Man United at 18 before he went to Juventus, understand that these are once in a generational footballers that you'll never see another Paul Pogba again. Garnacho, so maximum exists. I get there's 100 wingers better than Garnacho that are similar to Garnacho. He's not a special talent. He's not a unique talent. And it's time for us to stop being brainwashed by these players. They're not that good. Anyway, it is what it is. It is what it is. I just need to get off my chest because this Garnacho thing is going to turn into a Rashford thing where we're going to have a player on our hands that we can't sell. That player that's embedded into our psyche because he feeds kids or whatever, that we can't get rid of, because if you say you want to get rid of him, people come out, oh, you can't say bad things about Rashford. You can't say bad things. Garnacho is going to be the other Rashford where his status at the club is going to be higher than his quality as a footballer. Garnacho's status is up here. Garnacho as a footballer is down here, right? His status doesn't match his ability as a footballer. There's a big disconnect, and that's the PR. That big disconnect, that knowledge gap, that's media and PR BS. That's in your head because he's not that good. So I'm tired of the club trying to push these footballers because there needs to be somebody that we buy into. There needs to be someone that we emotionally invest in. There has to be. And the club force these players on us. Just choose the Amads for us to emotionally invest. Choose the Kobe Mainus. Choose these players as the players to be pushed in the media for us to emotionally invest in. Those are the players we should be choosing, not Garnacho and Hoyland. The blondies. And I know the fan base loves a blondie, but come on, guys. Come on. Anyway, big up yourselves, people. Thanks for passing through. Whoever's passing through the match. The match is fizzling out a little bit, guys. I'm not going to lie. The first half, the reason why I'm going off and talking about other things is because nothing's really happening. The first half, a lot more was happening. We had a lot more possession on the ball, chances created. But this half, especially after the changes have been made, it's disjointed. It's a bit more disjointed, guys. I'm not going to lie. Neither team look that great anymore. And the game feels a bit pedestrian. Here we go. Martinez to Garnacho, loses the ball. What's he going to do now with the ball? Garnacho. Yep, lose the ball. And what did the commentator say? The commentator just said, if there's somebody who could spark this game into life, it's Garnacho. This is what I'm saying about these commentators. Garnacho doesn't spark any game into life, and he's never done that. I tell a lie. I tell a lie, actually. When Garnacho has come off the bench, especially in Ten Hag's first season, he was a bright spark on some occasions, which is why people wanted him to start. But I don't, like, you know what, some players can just be bench players. Like, put it this way, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was a bench player. He did start games, but he always knew that he's fourth, even though he played well and scored, he might score a hat-trick. But he didn't think he's going to start the next game, even after scoring a hat-trick. But because he knew that he's a fourth choice striker. So you can score a hat-trick, but you're still not better than Sheringham. You're still not better than Cole. And I want that to be the same when it comes to people like Garnacho. Like, if he's not good enough, he's not good enough. Like, he can score 2 goals, and fair enough, he might start in the next game, but he's not a regular starter because he's just not good enough. And that's it. That's it. And that's how it's going to be. If our new manager is serious, if Amorim is serious about this, his job, his life, he's going to have to make some very, very interesting decisions when he comes in. Because I don't believe in these 3 or 4 games under Rude, he's been bold. I don't believe he's been bold. And Garnacho's been worse than Rashford over these last 4 games, and Garnacho's played more than Rashford has. Oh, here we go. Good run. Leicester. Oi! Ayu's shot. Save from Onana. I'm not going to lie, Onana didn't need to make the save. I think he was going wide, but Ayu just made a bit of space for himself on the... Yeah, that was going wide. Hey, big up people. Big up yourselves, people who are passing through the chat. I see a new person, Wine through C. Passing through. Big up yourselves, people. We're also going to be here for the Arsenal versus Chelsea watch along as match as well. We're doing a watch along for that one, so stay tuned, guys. First opportunity to proper take a deep dive into both Chelsea and Arsenal. We're going to look at both teams. Just look at the match. Look to see how both teams set up, how they play. Get a proper deep dive into both teams. We are going to be playing Arsenal after the international break. I'm not quite sure if it's going to be the end of December or more like mid-December or big end of November. I'm not quite sure, but I know we have Arsenal soon. So it'll be good to have a look at Arsenal. I actually want Chelsea to win, but we'll see. I don't like both of these teams, so it will be a hate along anyway. How's Winks? Like I said before, how's Winks just come to Leicester and now he's Leicester's captain? Ahead of Mandem, who's been there for a long time before him. Oh, Ahmad, come on. There we go. Garnacho on the ball. Hoyland's racing. Don't shoot. Oh, my Lord, Garnacho. Oh, that's what happens when you don't have technicality. What you saw there, guys, let me describe to you what happened just there. What we saw. Because sometimes, yeah, we can see this, we can both see the same thing, all see the same thing and take something different. So what we saw is somebody, yeah, who just doesn't, his feet and his brain, they're not connecting. He's so frantic that even when he's trying to cut the ball back, he can't even cut the ball back properly. His feet are not in the right place. His standing foot isn't not in the right place. His walking foot isn't in the right place. And so when he does the cutback, he falls over. He's off balance. When I tell you that Garnacho, the way he runs and the way he plays football, he lacks fundamentals. That's why he's always off balance. That's why he looks so frantic. I think we need to start understanding what we're seeing. Like, the way he runs is so awkward. My gosh. Wow, and looks like he's in pain, Garnacho. He's the talk of the town, isn't he? He's the talk of the town. An arrogant young footballer. He's not good enough. Has managed to captivate a large portion of the fan base to love him and defend him more than World Cup winners. I mean, we had a World Cup winner in our team called Paul Pogba, one of the best midfielders we've ever seen. Great footballer. He played great for us. He would never get the level of protection that Garnacho gets. And Garnacho's done nothing. Garnacho has done nothing. First season, he came on, made about 5 or 6 substitute appearances. He did okay. Second season, he played more games. He was absolutely crap. But he wasn't the only player that was crap last season. Most of our players were crap last season. So let's keep it 100. However, this season, new slate, fresh start. Casemiro's playing well. There are players playing well, and he's still playing crap. In fact, you can argue that he's playing worse this season than he did last season. You can argue. Humble. Is Hoyland going to last the whole game again? Oh, Mazraoui is so good, you know. Mazraoui is so, like, sound. Mazraoui is one of them players, yeah, where he might not score a fantastic goal. He's not going to do nothing, like, amazingly crazy. But he's going to do all the right things. And that's what when I say to you, yeah, to be a good footballer, all you need to do is make the right decisions at the right time. And I say all you need to do like it's something simple. But you don't need to do 100 step overs. You don't need to be. Listen, if you just make the right decisions at the right time, like, give an example. I don't think I like Saka, and I like Saka because of his footballing IQ more than anything. Like, Saka's not a guy who's going to do mad skills on the ball. He's not a winger like that. Saka is not a techie winger. He's not a winger that gets you off your feet. He's not a winger you want to stand up. He's not. He's very methodical on the ball. He gets the ball on the right wing. He traps it. He shields the ball from the defense very well. He might cut inside and shoot, or give a little overlapping pass or something. But he's never gonna like do 3 step overs, go left, go right, jinx. He's not that guy. Yeah. But one thing, the thing that makes Saka good for me is his footballing IQ. Like, he understands the game of football. I think, yeah, I think you can play Saka up front. I think just like Saka started as a fullback and now he's a winger. And the way he shields the ball, Saka, and traps the ball, imagine that. Imagine a striker doing that. Imagine always being able to fizz the ball to a striker and the striker controls it, shields it, holds it up, where lays it off, goes left, goes right. I feel like Saka could do a thing at false 9 or number 10 or striker, even for England, and have Foden and Cole Palmer and them man there on the wings instead. But it is what it is. Because I'm just looking at Saka's profile. I think he's got the profile to do certain things. That's nice from Xerxes. Already, yeah. Xerxes' first touch, yeah, that little chest down, yeah, was better than anything Hoyland's done in the whole game. That's simple. One, like, it wasn't 2 touches, it wasn't 3 touches. 1 touch, chest down. If the football doesn't improve, yeah, now that Xerxes on for Hoyland, if the football doesn't improve over the next 15 minutes, now that he's on the pitch, I'll be very surprised. It's possible, Garnacho, please. Oh, Garnacho didn't fast tell you to pass the ball. That would have been a magnificent goal. This is what I'm saying about the Garnacho just cut in, tried to shoot, and the shot went like. Listen, if he had 2 goals, the shot wouldn't have gone in. The commentator said it would have been a great goal if he had gone in. Listen, every goal would have been a great goal if he had gone in, bro. Like, every shot, yeah, if he had gone in. The thing is, it was nowhere near the goal, so it wasn't as if it hit the crossbar. And oh my god, if he had gone in, it would have been a great goal. The shot was well wide, so the whole if he went in, it would have been a great goal. Doesn't even like come into this right now. You can't like. It wasn't even near the goal. It was well wide. So if you're gonna do that, if you're gonna say if it would have been a great goal, then every shot that goes wide, which is most shots, you can say that about, right? What I'm trying to say basically is the commentary, the commentators when you listen to them, if you try to watch football objectively without bias, and I'm trying not to be biased, but level head, I'm looking at this with a level head, and I don't think Garnacho is that great, right? But when you listen to the commentary and the commentators, you can hear who they like. You can tell who they like. You can tell who they've been told to promote, to push. Especially if you listen to MUTV commentators, it's like, wow, you can tell who the club is trying to push and who the club isn't trying to push. I almost feel like commentators shouldn't give their opinion anymore. Xerxes, look at Xerxes already. Garnacho, pass the ball, Garnacho, release the ball. Pass the ball, Garnacho. Just release it. What the fuck are you doing? Why do you need to keep hold of it? I just don't get it. I don't get this kid. It's like he knows, he can feel, he can tell he's about to lose the ball. There's 3 players around you. There's 1 man on for you to pass it to, and I can't believe that. I don't know, man. Maybe Faz has got man thinking about stuff. Maybe Faz has got man proper thinking about his life, because I don't know what that is, bro. That's just some crap. Yeah. If you're watching football and you can't tell that Xerxes is I'm not saying he's a better striker, but Xerxes is a better footballer than Hoyland. He has better fundamentals, like passing, controlling the ball. These little basics, those basics, Xerxes can do those basics better than Hoyland can. His fundamentals, the technical fundamentals of football, Xerxes has them over Hoyland. You can just tell. You can just see. 80 minutes on the clock, people. Like I said, second half has whizzed by without nothing happening at all in the second half. Nothing of note. I can't recall anything interesting happening. Oh, wow. I didn't know that's coming. None of the ones that didn't even know was coming. Martinez is injured. No one trying to get, no one trying to, Martinez has been laying down for time. All right, nice ball from Ericsson. I didn't even realize Ericsson was on the pitch. Go, Zaxi. Oh, well done, Garnacho. That's the thing about Garnacho. You spend the whole stream saying that he's not good, but then he'll do something like that. Just pull something like that out of the bag. That's a good goal. That's a good goal. Really good goal. That's nice. That pass there from Ericsson to Bruno was good. Then Bruno, do you know what? Ooh, well done. That quality. Yeah, that's a quality finish. To be fair, see on this channel, you gotta give credit where credit's due, because it doesn't hurt you. It doesn't hurt you to say what you see. And what I saw, yeah, was an amazing shot. The way the composure he had, despite what I've said about him, and what I've said about him is still true. Because just because you did this thing, it doesn't mean like the thing that I've seen you do for 90% of the time becomes invalid. That doesn't make any sense. But it doesn't, like, think about Garnacho. He does have the ability to, once we've seen it. We've seen it. He has the ability to every now and again. Garnacho has the ability every now and again to do something like that. And to be honest, most of our wingers do. My issue is that's what Rashford did. What we're seeing Garnacho do, play rubbish for 10 games and then score like a goal on your 10th game to justify starting the next 10 games and then play rubbish. That is Garnacho. Garnacho will, you sit and watch Garnacho waiting for him to score that one goal or make that one assist every 10 games. And when he does it, you get excited, and that sort of confirmation bias justifies his start. I.e., he doesn't need to pay his rent every day. He pays his rent once every 10 games. Whereas another footballer, like Ahmad, might not score for 10 games, just like Garnacho. And rather than like your brain waiting for him to score, and then when he scores, that confirms the fact that he's good. He scores, and that confirms, I don't know, that's a, when he does score once on the 10th game, you see that as a, not the rule, but the exception. And you're like, oh, he scores one in every 10 games. So why I see Garnacho scoring as the exception, right? You see it as the rule for some reason. And I think that's what happens. That's why Garnacho can play 10 games, score in his 10th game, and still justify another 10 starts. And that same thing happened to Ahmad, and you won't see Ahmad again. I'd rather a player play consistently well and gives me a 7 out of 10 in every game, like maybe an Ahmad would, than a player like Garnacho that will score, or Rashford that will score a goal, like I said, once every 10 games, and might give me a good performance 2 in every 10 games, will give me a 4 out of 10 in the majority of the other games. Like, consistency is what makes you win games. Consistency what makes you win leagues. And consistency in performance is better for me than consistency in goals scored. Because if you perform well consistently, you will score. The performance comes first before the goals. Like, if you perform well consistently, you probably will also score. You can't consistently score if you're not performing consistently. It's just common sense. So what Garnacho now needs to do, for me, if he wants me, he doesn't care about me. Of course he doesn't. But if he wants me and other people like me to get off his back, one, stop being selfish. Stop shooting all the time. Learn to vary your game. And you're not going to improve on some of the basic fundamentals I see that you lack, like controlling the ball and first touch and whatnot. But that's fine. Look, Salah plays football and he has loads of great stats and he's very effective for Liverpool and he'll go down as a great, but he's not the best to look at. He's not the best to look at. He's not the best to watch. And that's how Garnacho comes across to me. Garnacho is not the greatest footballer to watch. He's not silky. He's not smooth. He's not going to glide across the pitch like Martial. He doesn't do that. And he's not the most techie in some aspects. But this goal, once again, look at the goal again. Oof, what a finish, Garnacho. Take a bow. But that goal it wasn't even fully in a corner. But it was, I'm not going to lie, this goalkeeper, for some reason, I don't know why, his left-hand side, because Bruno scored on the goalkeeper's left. He had a lot of space. He left a lot of space on his left for Bruno to score. And just then, he left a lot of space on his left for Garnacho. I don't know if the goalkeeper's position could be better for some of these goals, man. We'll take it, though. We will take it all day, every day, people. By the way, there is a poll up right now, guys. Please let me know what you think. Should Amorim use Nacho as a squad player or should he start him? What should Amorim do with Garnacho? Is he a starter for Amorim or is he a squad player for Amorim? I know what I think. I know what I think about Garnacho. I've verbalized it already. It's interesting that he's starting ahead of Jadon Sancho as well, but I know what I believe. Let me know what you guys think. What do you know of Amarim? What do you know of the way he plays football? His wing backs, his two number 10s that he likes to play, his 3-4-3 formation. From what you know of Amarim, and we don't know what Amarim's going to do yet, hence the question, what do you think he's going to do with Garnacho? Does Garnacho start? Oh my lord, Garnacho. Does Garnacho start regularly under Amarim, or is he a bench player? Please let me know. It'll be interesting to find out your opinions on this matter, and see what the general consensus is in the chat. So yeah, let me know, guys. I know Garnacho has a lot of fans out there, and a lot of you guys, think he's really good, which is fine. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. I've got my opinion. I've verbalized why I don't think he's that great. I've given you my reasons, and I'm pretty sure you guys will give me your reasons if you think he's good and whatnot. Hopefully, not too many emotional reasons. Hopefully, nothing to do with he's only young and he's an academy player and all these little. No, 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 no. We don't do these things here. I want objectivity. But yeah, let me know. Garnacho. Because he's not, I don't think he's going anywhere anytime soon, personally. Oh, nice. Oh. All in all, guys, it's been a comfortable win. When was the last time you said a Manchester United victory was comfortable? Probably the last time you faced Leicester. But the first, Rude's, I'm pretty sure Rude's first game was against Leicester in the cup when we beat them 5-3 or 5-2. And this is also his last game, beating Leicester in the league. That's crazy. I'm pretty sure. Am I wrong? Tell me if I'm wrong. But I'm pretty sure that's Rude's first and last game is Leicester, which is quite interesting, isn't it? But yeah, nice. I've liked Onana. One thing I've liked as well this season, I know I keep saying Casemiro has been our best player, but the one player that I've been very, very, very happy with every single game without fail, and not one of you, and don't lie, not one of you can say anything negative about this season. And if you do, you're probably racist. Is Onana. Onana has done nothing wrong this season. Onana has done nothing wrong this season. Not one mistake. Onana saved penalties and kept us into games this season. He's actually been one of our best players this season. You can complain about all the outfield players. We've been terrible this season. We're sitting in 14th, right? And the reason why we've been sitting in 14th, not now, but previously, is because we've been crap. The one player that I know has not fit that mold is Onana. He has not been bad this season. In fact, like I said, his first few months he was bad. In the Champions League, he cost us. Those are objective truths. In the Champions League, and we got criticizing for that, and we did. We slated him for what he did in Champions League. But when he came back from African Nations Cup, Onana, he was better. He was a changed man, and since then, he's been good. So whenever I go on people's streams, whoever it might be, when I hear, oh no, no, I'm tired of Onana, I'm thinking, hold on a second. Onana has done nothing wrong for a long time. People just get angry and they want to put their anger, or they want somewhere to put their anger, and they don't want to look or objectively analyze Onana or assess Onana and see that he hasn't done anything wrong. Yeah, we want him to keep the ball and pass the ball out from the back better, but if there's no options, what's man gonna do? What do you want him to do? So yeah, I think Onana's been one of those guys that this season he's been quietly doing his thing, man, and he's far from being a problem. Yes, one thing I think he could be quicker getting down. I think one thing about Onana is I don't think he gets down to the ground quick enough. He's not quick to get down on the ground. He isn't. But other than that, he's all right. He's a good goalkeeper. He's as good, Onana, as any of the top six goalkeepers. He's not. He's not any worse. He's not worse than David Raya. And if Arsenal finish second with David Raya, then Man United can win the league with Onana. That's it. If Arsenal can finish second with David Raya, then Manchester United can win the league with Onana. Arsenal finished second by like 1 or 2 points with David Raya, a goalkeeper that I don't think is better than Onana. So what are we talking about here? Anyway, guys, 94 minutes on the clock. 2 minutes of added time left in this one before it's done. In all, it turned out to be a very straightforward victory for Manchester United. A clean sheet. I can't remember the last time we've had. I think we've had back-to-back clean sheets now, have we? Pauk. I don't remember Pauk scoring on Thursday. Pauk. I don't recall. So I think we've got back-to-back clean sheets now, which feels good. Feels very, very, very good. It feels good. There you go. Is this not being watch it for my phone because it's still going. It's just not it's not being broadcast up there. But yeah, last minute. Last minute of the game, guys. Leicester on the attack on the right hand side. Cut out by Johnny Evans. Johnny Evans comes in, yeah. This old man Johnny Evans comes in and he just looks like he's not old. He looks like he hasn't missed a day. He looks like he's still 18 again. I'm like, how's this man doing this? Anyway, there you go, guys. Final whistle. There you go. The match is over and it has finished. Manchester United 3, Leicester City 0. And we are thumping up Leicester City like we should be thumping them up again. In the cup, we slapped them. We scored 5 goals. In the league at Old Trafford, we scored 3 goals. This is maybe not the performance yet, but at least the goals are coming and we're scoring. We're scoring, and that's good. Leicester are the kind of team that we were beating 3-0, 4-0, 3-2, 3-1s 5, 6 years ago anyway. And this feels right. This feels right. The game itself, in fact, the game itself, I wouldn't say it's a game of two halves, but the first half was definitely better in terms of how we played better in the first half. Everything we did was better in the first half. The second half, the game died. The game was flat. I think Leicester ran out of ideas. They didn't know what to do. And it just fizzled away very early. It's not like it fizzled away after the 80 minutes. I think the second half almost died around about 55 minutes. I think 55 to 60 minutes when the changes were made, the second half died. We started well. We started well in the first half. We moved the ball well. We found each other for the first time. And I know it wasn't quick. It wasn't speedy. It wasn't like one touch football, but the players were finding each other. It was 2 or 3 touches, control, look left, look right, move the ball. And we were moving the ball around. And you can tell that after a while, this can actually get better. You can tell how it could improve once the players understand the spaces more, feel more comfortable. in each other and the decisions that they're making, can anticipate where they're going to move and the space they're going to move into. Once we just continue to familiarize ourselves with each other, I think that can get better, the way we pass and move, pass and move. It wasn't great, but at least we saw something in the first half. We saw some passing and we saw some movement. I said before at halftime that the Ugarte and Casemiro double pivot is a good thing. We've come across, or we stumbled, I don't, maybe not stumbled on, let's give um, Van Nistelrooy some credit, and the fact that we can't stumble on something because the players are here. So how can we stumble on something where Ugarte was brought in to play this position and Casemiro was brought in to play this position? So they're playing their positions. However, I will say that it's a good thing that they're both playing in DM, and the fact that they're both defensively minded, it means that they're both proactive, as in, if there's a fire, I'm going to stamp it out. But also they can sniff danger and they'll try to deal with the smoke before it turns into the fire, which Eriksen won't be. Eriksen doesn't do that. Eriksen's very, very attack minded, very forward thinking. So when you have Ugarte and Casemiro, especially in the first half, they were all over Leicester. They did not let Leicester midfield breathe. Every time the ball went into midfield area, I felt like Casemiro and Ugarte, one of them was there like a dog just hounding the other player. And that's one thing that we didn't have. It's all good having Mason Mount. It's all good having Mainu and those sort of players in there. But we've missed the steal. We've missed the bite in midfield. We said many, many times last season that 3-1-6 formation that Ten Hag tried to make us play when he was making Casemiro play the lone DM role by himself. We kept saying, listen, last season, the first season we played double pivot with Casemiro and Eriksen. It was safe. They protected the midfield. Cass had someone beside him. Now, the second season, you want to play Casemiro by himself like a Rodri. No. Unless you have a Rodri, you can't do that. So it's like, what we saw today is a return back to a more pragmatic, structured football where it is a double pivot. And that defensive minded double pivot gives us good cover defensively, and it makes us clearly harder to beat. We're not conceding chances, we're not conceding goals. We look much better structured. Again, when we were playing under Ten Hag 5 games ago, listen, our midfield was like a big hole, a donut in the middle. This one midfielder by himself. And now it just looks more compact. And that wasn't even difficult for Van Nistelrooy to do, which shows how bad a coach Ten Hag was. He could have easily made us more compact, and he did. The last 3 games of the season, when we won the FA Cup, he changed stuff, and he made us more compact. So I'm happy with the performance of some of the players, the 2 midfielders, the defensive line. I've got no problems with in the first half. Dalot, I've been saying for the last 4 games now, and if he keeps playing badly, I'll say it again in the next game. He's not playing well. He gave away 3 silly free kicks on his side. Gave away 3 silly fouls. And Ndidi, anybody but Ndidi would have scored that chance. He was through on goal. He was played onside by Dalot. And I've said this now, like I said, 4 games in a row. Dalot's not actually playing well. He was our player of the season. Let's keep an eye on Dalot. Let's keep an eye on this. I don't know if it's a concentration thing, if it's because Dalot for me is not a technical thing. Dalot's a good footballer. For me, I feel like Dalot's concentration goes missing sometimes. So he didn't have a great game today. The rest of the back 4 and the goalkeeper, fine. I've got no issues. The double pivot, Ugarte, Cass, great game. Rashford, he was quiet today. We wanted Rashford to play instead of Garnacho, and to be fair, he didn't offer much more at all. So I'm kind of seeing now why Garnacho plays, but Garnacho's not good either. So personally, Ahmad was really good. Ahmad was probably our best attacker in the first half. He, once again, just like everyone else, he fizzled out in the second half. But in the first half, like his touches, his movement, his awareness, his understanding, he is better than all the wingers that we have at the football club. He is. And the idea that he wasn't even playing last season as much, he was benched for Forsen, a guy that can't even get into. He's been sold, and he can't even get into the team that he's been sold to. So the fact that this guy couldn't even get into the team and he is our best winger shows how bad the manager, how bad Ten Hag is. And I just pray that Ten Hag's replacement plays him. I pray he gets played, because if he doesn't get played, then if I was Ahmad, I'll leave. I would leave. He's our best winger, and this football club, I think, shown time and time again that they don't always like technical footballers. They don't. Sancho should not have left the club before Garnacho and before Anthony and before Rashford. He should not have. He's 23 years old, Sancho. He's a baby still. Like, Rashford is 28. Like, what we doing here? It's crazy. But it is what it is, guys. It is what it is. Bruno scored the 2 goals today, and I'm happy for Bruno. I think it was his 250th game or something, or 150. One of those. I don't really care, because I'm not one of those fans that I appreciate Bruno, but I'm definitely not one of those fans who think his farts don't stink and he's the best signing since this and he's the best. No. I'm not one of those content creators. I'm somebody who objectively looks at Bruno, watches him, understands his limitations, understands that he's not as good as most United fans think he is, but his numbers, the numbers that he puts up are really good. His goals and assists will always. I say that actually, but I'm pretty sure last year his GA wasn't that great. But either way, the point I'm making is his GA will save him. I'm not saying he's rubbish. I'm not gonna go as far as other content creators and say Bruno is crap, because he's not. He's just not that good. That's all. And I think playing football through him over the last 3 years. You know, when you play football through a player, and then you can't imagine ever not playing football through that player, so to the point where you're like, we can never do anything without Bruno. We can't do anything. We spent so long playing the Bruno hoofball. Everything goes through Bruno because he's the number 10, which means the identity of the football that we play is his football, because he's the centerpiece of the football. He's that number 10 role. He's the linchpin, whatever. The maestro, the guy at number 10, right? So everything goes through him. And the minute we get him or get away from him and put someone else there or set up a different system, we will see a different Man United. We will. I think Bruno's been afforded too much time, too much freedom on the ball, off the ball, too much freedom to do whatever he wants, which includes running away from his midfield partners and leaving Casemiro by himself often. When you watch Bruno, especially in the first and second seasons under Ten Hag, he was often further forward than the striker, leaving a big hole in that midfield. When you watch today's performance, I beg you guys watch today's performance, and you will see Bruno, he didn't play that high. He played high enough because he's still, the furthest central midfielder. But a lot of the times he was there in that midfield scrap with Casemiro and Ugarte helping them out, which is different. He's not usually around he's a midfielder who doesn't play midfield. He's a midfielder who plays as a second striker, when he should be playing as a number 10, more like Odegaard, rather than a second striker. It is what it is anyway. But second half, like I said, nothing really happened. Nothing really to talk about with regards to the second half. The game dripped on, made some changes, took off Rashford, put on Sancho. I wish. Garnacho. And the game fizzled out. Xerxes came on, made a few nice touches. Højlund, I don't think I've spoken about Højlund, but I think I spoke about him during the game. Højlund's Højlund. Højlund is, once again, he's going to get this treatment where he's protected by the club. The club spent £75 million on him, and he scored he scored like 15 goals in like 60 games. £75 million. Whereas Anthony, similar age, 22, 23, £80 million. He's not been afforded the same sort of time and leeway. I don't know what's happening here. I feel like we're watching a striker that's not even good enough to play for Aston Villa. And we're watching that striker play for our club. And we're watching our fan base not just say what they're seeing, where it's more hope, it's more feeling. Oh, Hoyland to do well, or Hoyland this and Hoyland that. It's all this emotional stuff rather than, do you know what? That's the stuff that's been holding us back. That holding on to Fergie and holding on to Rashford and holding on and holding on and hope and hope. If we were just ruthless and said these players are not good enough, let's get rid, let's keep moving, I think we'll be in a much better position than we are right now. I honestly do. Anyway, guys, that's how I thought of the game. That's how I saw the game. All in all, good performance. We're going in the right direction. I'm happy that Van Nistelrooy is gone now because I don't want to see. I want to see something fresh. I want to see something new, and I'm nervous that if Van Nistelrooy was staying, he might play a similar type of football to Ten Hag. That's what I'm nervous about. So I'm glad that Van Nistelrooy is leaving. I don't think he's going to stay under the new manager. I mean, all this talk about him staying in whatever capacity he can, I'm like, whatever, man. Listen, if I'm the new manager and I know that you want my job, you've said it many times, you want to be the manager, and I'm going to make you be my number two when I know you want my job. That don't make no sense. That don't make no sense. I'm not going to keep you around. So I can see, regardless of what Van Nistelrooy says, I can see him moving, But we will see. We will see. This is the last game of his. The new manager is arrived. He will arrive on the 11th. So when's that? Tomorrow. Boom. Monday. So new era begins Monday, people. Let's be optimistic. Let's be optimistic. Let's not gas ourselves because we've done this with Ten Hag. We've done this with other coaches and other managers. But we can still be happy, still be optimistic for what this manager could potentially do. So, new era starting Monday. Nice game to finish off Van Nistelrooy's tenure. Good result. Good goals from the guys. Casemiro, Ugarte, and my guy Ahmad, for me, stood out in terms of performances. 2 good goals from Bruno. And yeah, we keep it moving. Hold tight, Faz. I see you, bro. I've commented on your Twitter. You know what I'm saying? These snakes, these guys, these crybabies. Don't watch them, man. Because at the end of the day, they wish they could say these things to these players. They just want to worship them. They want to cuss them when they're at home. Go on YouTube and say whatever they want to say, but in their faces, they're not going to do it. They're not going to say the same things to their faces. So what is that? Is that hypocrite? Does it make them fake? I don't know. You fill in the gaps. It is what it is, guys. But we keep it real here. 100% authentic. It is what it is. You see what you see is what you get. We say what we see, not just how we feel. Emotional motherfuckers. Anyway, it is what it is. Peace out, guys. Enjoy your week. Have a good week at work, at school, at college, whatever you're doing. Stay locked, stay tuned. International break, dead out. So I don't blame you if you fly out for a week and come back because nothing else is going on. Anyway, smash the like, turn on notifications, subscribe, share the video, people. Big up yourselves. And yeah, I'll speak to you guys next time. Peace. Love.